Hi, my name is Deanna Vera, and I will be talking to you about the importance of our teenagers and the other teenagers getting enough sleep that they need during the nighttime, especially during their high school years. Now, you may be wondering, why should there be a sudden urge towards a new start time for high school students? Well, as children, and our children especially, become adolescents, their sleeping patterns change extremely, like from 12 hours to sleep and to midday naps to 7 hours to sleep, and sometimes only 3. Within that change comes the hormones, the moodiness we're all so very familiar with, and the inability for them to stay on task. Despite the fact that we all need our sleep, this need changes and is different for person to person. Some people only get a small amount of sleep from 5 hours or less because they work, they play sports, they have their homework, they have school, and they have other activities that they become involved in. I think it's important that we act now to help our teenagers so that they can reach their full potential in life, in school, and in other hobbies that they may enjoy. The importance of sleep cannot be stressed enough, but it's stressful for those teenagers that are unable to achieve the needed amount of sleep that they deserve. But the problem is, they don't know that they deserve this sleep and they take it for granted. In an article named titled "Teens Are Driving Drowsy Every Day and That's Dangerous" by JAMA Internal Medicine, in a study in 2012, they quoted, "In fact, a 2012 study in JAMA Internal Medicine found that being sleepy at the wheel carried almost as much risk as alcohol ingestion." Now, you may find this hard to believe, but many of our teenagers are sleepy and driving at night. They are coming home from work. They are heading home only to do more work for school, maybe, or to deal with kids. But as a teenager, they're not prepared for this load. So they go into having to throw all the stress away and they try to go and have fun. And some of them try to sleep, but they can't sleep for long because they're so stressed out about their external and internal things that they have to do. Now, in another article titled "Delaying School Start Times Improves Students' Performance and Health, Everyday Health," investigations from the University of Washington and the Salk Institute for Biological Studies had 92 sophomores at 2 Seattle high schools wear wrist activity monitors nonstop for a period of 2 weeks in the spring of 2016. When the start of school was 7:50 a.m., another group of 88 sophomores, also from the same 2 schools, wore the same type of activity trackers for 2 weeks in 2017. Approximately 7 months after the school start times changed to 8:45 a.m., the data showed that students got more sleep on school nights after the shift to later school start times than the students did when school started earlier. In 2017, the sophomores slept a median of 34 minutes more each night than the group of sophomores who tracked their sleep in 2016. In addition to more sleep, the study found that later wake-up times were associated with grades that were 4.5% higher. This was a huge increase, quoted Dr. Della Iglesia. Now, this study went on for approximately 2 years, from 2016 to 2017, and the times were compared. And you may have noticed that their grades were indeed higher when they got more sleep. Now, teenagers approximately sleep from, the best of their sleep is from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning. Now, this may seem like quite a time window and such late time at night, but many teenagers get stuck and find themselves staying up at night because they're on their phones, as I've said before, and this is a huge problem. In another article, I read a quick paragraph and it talked about how teenagers are unable to go and interact with other sports and join other clubs and such because they do indeed listen to their students. The schools listen to their students and they start the school at later times. But because they start later, they also end the day later. And sports are usually held from, say, 3 to 5 p.m., maybe even later, so that the kids can go home and start on their homework and get enough proper sleep. But because they're starting later and they end later, they don't get the proper time and they are unable to interact with other groups and join sports. Because of this, they also are in deep need of school buses because school buses are usually meant to go pick up high schoolers at an earlier time. But because they're now picking up high schoolers and at the same time as younger students, it's harder for the school buses and they don't have enough buses for that many students. So, in a video I watched titled Inside the Teenage Brain, Sarah Vander Werf, a math teacher, states that I think it really hurts after school programs and I think you have no time to go have any kind of after school activities including tutoring or sports or anything before you need to be home and having dinner with your families, which is an important time as well. This concludes my presentation for today.